What was that? Felicia could do that face.
In a recent interview now with Vogue, Rihanna recalls that night saying this: "Waiting through that speech was probably the most uncomfortable part. I don't like too many compliments. I don't like to be put on blast. We do not have a friendship now, but we're not enemies either. It is what it is." So my quick take is I think Drake made this about him during that speech, and I could see where she would have issue. But also this has kind of become a bigger thing now because now men are coming at Rihanna saying, see, this is why guys don't want to give these compliments out because they get shut down and get embarrassed. And now she's being shamed a little bit. I know that kind of draws your ire, right?
Yeah, I thought it was so interesting because like we can use this as an example of like broader relationships. And so I felt like Drake made a moment about her career into a moment or a headline about whether or not they hook up.
Yeah.
And so then online, guys were coming at her, and it was sort of like when you're at a bar and a guy like gives you a compliment or tries to ask you out, and you're like, hey, I'm cool, and then they say something mean.
Yeah.
You know, because they get hurt.
Yeah, I've been cussed out before for for rejecting a guy or for telling a guy that I'm married, or or even that doesn't even matter these days. Like guys keep pursuing. They're like, well, are you happy, or are you like? They try to force themselves into your life, which is kind of what happened here. Drake, it forced himself into her career moment.
Yeah, and like at bars, I think sometimes if guys get shut down, they could say like, well, I wasn't even hitting on you, or well, you're ugly anyways, or you know, something like mean.
That's not true. They were hitting on you.
No,
you're beautiful.
I know. I just think that like that happens to a lot of women, but then on the other hand,
it doesn't happen to me.
It's hard to be a guy and ask women out.
Gee, what do you think about all this?
Okay, listen, I don't think she should be criticized for her emotions and her feelings. That's her emotions and her feelings, and she's entitled to them. However, I also think like maybe Drake was just giving her a compliment, and I know that giving someone a compliment can go over the line, it can cross the line, it can be a little creepy, but it wasn't like that guy that's the older guy chasing you around at a wedding like a creepy uncle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe they're
uncle.
both like completely successful artists. Maybe it was a compliment from artist to artist. Maybe there was a little bit of something in there too. But like, I mean, I tell that to people all the time. I've told that to all of you, that like I love you guys, I'm fans of yours. You know, that's, I don't know. I didn't take it. I wouldn't have been as offended, but I'm not her, so that's her opinion. That's
and
how
also,
she feels
why is
about
he
it.
presenting if that was going to be an issue? Like, if they're not really
that's a
friends,
good point.
then
Right.
she knew he was going to be
Well, he
like,
should have stuck to the script. There's a script.
Well, I think too that the thing is that we take it, we media take it and turn it into something else, and we talk about it and we put it on blast. So then next thing you know, everyone's asking them, "Are you guys dating? Are you guys in love? What's going on?" And it's like maybe it was just a compliment. I've loved her since I was 22.
Yeah.
what do you guys think about this? Are you surprised that Netflix, they're saying, is the reason or the cause for less sex out there?
I could see that. I could see that being a problem. You know, they say this is another reason that is an issue for less sex happening. I mean, it's all distractions in the bedroom.
But people before Netflix had like TV, they had even DVR or TiVo. Like, what makes is it the binge-worthy shows that's really ruining your sex life?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, it's not ruining my sex life because that's not happening. It's just me. It's me and my cat watching the Netflix. We enjoy it very much, by the way. But the problem with Netflix is I think that's it because all the episodes are available to you. And then before you think, oh, let's just watch one more, and then next thing you know it, you've gone through an entire season. You don't know what you've watched and your eyes are bleary-eyed. You know what I mean?
Right,
But,
you realize your alarm is about to go off in a few hours.
Yes, but I just love it.
But here's my biggest question is, okay, so from 10 to 11, let's say you're Netflixing. Why can't you be doing the hanky-panky and playing house any other hour of the day? Like, what about 5 o'clock when you get home from work, 5 to 6?
But that's when your kids are there.
True.
And I don't even have
Okay,
kids.
but
that's when I assume
you're
your
right.
kids are
What about-
around.
what
It's
about-
making me tired just thinking about
But
it.
what about at 11 o'clock once you're done watching?
I think this is very good, Jordan. I think this is why, you know, you have such a good relationship, you and your girlfriend, because it's about creativity.
Yes.
It's about finding, you know, those extra little moments. Darn,
You
it's
know
like
what?
a Cialis commercial right now. It's like you're washing the car and then your eyes meet and you start...
When you just said that, Jordan, it made me think of all the other things that I have to do, which is why you have to make it a priority. Because I'm like, well, 11 o'clock, I need to go to sleep. 5, 6 o'clock, I need to be cooking or getting dinner together. I don't have kids yet, but I will someday. And like, it made me think of everything else, and you have to make that a priority too.
But I feel like you hit the nail on the head. That's exactly why people don't make time, is because they have everything else on their mind.
And
you know?
honestly, sometimes the sex people are having is just not as exciting as what's happening on Netflix. Honestly.
That's a great point.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're like DJ Khaled, I get it. You don't really want to get it in. I would understand because he's not the best in that
But if you're
regard.
with The Rock, hello, forget Netflix.
Oh, if you're with The Rock, Netflix is non-existent.
And that's a good way to tie a bow on this one. Gee, thanks so much for being here. But before we let you go, because again, a lot of people do turn in solely to watch you because you're so beloved here in the city of Chicago. So can you let people know what you're doing?
Oh, thank you. See, that was so nice. I love you guys. Listen, I'll be covering James Beard Awards coverage,
That's
the
awesome.
Oscars of food, which is
Absolutely.
happening tonight at
It's
the
here in
Lyric
Chicago.
Opera. Yes. So stay tuned for suntimes.com for our coverage, and of course, get your digital subscription, please.